What's going on, everyone? ODC here, back with another action figure review. Today's review, we're going to take a look at the Marvel Legends Fantastic Four Retro Wave. This is the powered down Johnny Storm Human Torch. This was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. It's not one of the harder exclusives to get. I'm pretty sure it's pretty abundant on their website. There's that and the Invisible Woman in her fully invisible phase form. So if you want to check those out, you can on the Hasbro Pulse website. That is pretty much the only place that you can get these. They're not on Big Bad Toy Store or anywhere else. So you'll have to revert to that website if you want to get these. We've got it in the retro card, which I really do like. I had a bunch of these figures as a kid, growing up throughout the series and the whole Marvel Hour animated series. But really nice card artwork. It's got the original kind of animated look right here. It says Human Torch right there. There's Johnny Storm. You can see him in the window box display. Very nice window box. He did come in a white mailer box also, and it said Fantastic Four Human Torch, and gave the little kind of picture of him on the front that was not painted in. Flipping around to the back, the rest of the figures in the wave, the regular wave, not the variants. Gives a little read up on the back as well, so if you want to pause and read that, you can. And it actually does go the old school route and actually shows you a little tutorial of how to use the gimmicks, which is just plugging in the hands and using the flame effects. But that's pretty much it for the packaging. Let's flip this back around and get good old Johnny Storm out of packaging, and we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back with Johnny Storm out of packaging, and he is pretty much based on the Sunfire body mold. That's pretty much what he is. He's just kind of pretty much just a repaint of that body in the Fantastic Four colors. We do have the retro, so it is blue and white as far as the paint deco goes, as you can see in front of you. It is the reused Johnny Storm head from the, what was it, the more modern Super Skrull Build-A-Figure wave. I really like this face sculpt for him. It's kind of got that little bit of a smirk. Looks pretty cool. I like it. And it does carry over from, like I said, that Build-A-Figure wave, the Super Skrull Build-A-Figure wave, the more modern look. And just to kind of compare the two, I'll bring in that figure. Very similar. They are using the same body. There's a little bit of differences between the two, though. I want to say same fists and everything from the, I want to say even the head down, different paint apps though, as I'll show you in a second. But the feet are definitely different. For the more modern figure, he's got little treads on the bottom of his shoes, which I always thought was pretty cool. Sometimes the treads will throw off the figure a little bit. And I think this Johnny Storm actually stands a little bit taller than the other one, but you know, it's okay. I love the different variations in the costumes. I love that we got 3 different Fantastic Fours now with 3 totally different costumes, kind of representing different eras. So I really dig that. I'm really hoping that we get some Future Foundation characters. I definitely want a Future Foundation Spider-Man. A Baghead would be pretty cool, but specifically with Future Foundation, be that white and black suit for Spider-Man, and then the Thing. Obviously not Johnny, because he was, you know, RIP at the time. You know, rest in peace, Johnny Storm at the time after taking on all of Annihilus's forces. But Sue Storm and Leech and a whole bunch of the Future Foundation characters. It would be just amazing if we could just get a Fantastic Four line. I feel like that's really, I mean, there's so many. Just continue the retro line, but, you know, give us, you know, some of the more modern looks from the whole Hickman run. Anyway, I digress off that. I'm just going off on a tangent. I apologize, but here's a little comparisons between the two bodies and the head sculpts. The head sculpts look both look really good. I want to say that the paint apps are really good in different ways on each one. I have a little bit of a QC issue on his nose, so that's probably just mine. So there's that. So I try to I try to forget that little line on his nose is there. Let me see if I can actually get that off of his nose. No, it's definitely into the sculpt. There we go. There we go. That's so much better. Oh my God, look at that. He still has a little bit of a divot there, but no, it actually cleared up a little bit better. So there we go, fixed it. Now, if you do want to have him kind of in transition into powering up, we've seen this multiple times, this flame effect with the Human Torch. Even they retooled it with Age of Apocalypse Iceman. But if you do want to have him having this on his back, you can, and it's kind of like a nice little transition. And if you have a bunch of the other Human Torches, you can use some of these other flame effects with those. And then you can also pop this off right here, and then pop the hands on that came in packaging. So he's kind of got flames sticking out of his hands. These are also the same hands that came with the previous Johnny Storm's Human Torches, excuse me. So if you want to go that route, you can. You can attach these around his wrist, around his bicep, if you want. However you want to do it, really. Kind of have it traveling up his arm, which I think is a pretty decent effect. I'm not going to sit here and just nitpick the shit out of, oh, we should have got, I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to go with the flow. And I think this looks pretty good like this, kind of like the flames are reaching up his back. And like I said, if you do have those extra flame effects from the other Johnny Storms, the other Human Torches, you could use those on his legs if you wanted to, and really get him to look like he's powering up. Obviously, we don't have half-flamed head Johnny Storm like we did with the kind of the dark ages of, or the dark years of Marvel Legends. Like the half flaming head, half regular head. I wasn't a big fan of the way that looks. It just doesn't give off a good look to me. I would prefer just the regular head, or if you just want to put on the flaming head from this wave, you could do that if you wanted to, really. So if you take this head off, let's pop that off really quick. We'll pop this head off, and we'll stand him up, and we'll pop this head off. Go, and we can pop this head on if you wanted to do this, and it will fit. It's the same size peg, so if you wanted to have this look, you could, and then switch it if you're doing some sort of photo op or photo shot or something like that, or some sort of display. You could have him like this if you wanted to, kind of transitioning into the full flame on. You could do that's an option. Personally, I think I'm just going to have him powered down. I have him fully powered up, and the powered up and powered down kind of look is pretty much close to being instantaneous, so I don't think I need all of the flame effects. I might just have him with this stuff off, with the regular, his regular powered down look, and the head on, because it does look good. And we get these hands with every Human Torch, so it's nice to just have regular fist hands. So and what I'm gonna do is, because we do have the flamed fully flamed on Johnny Storm that I just showed, I'm gonna have him powered down just like this, and then behind him I'll have him fully powered up. That's usually what I like to do, is kind of have them so you can see both versions of him. Or if you really wanted to, what you could do is, if you have both, you could just have this Johnny Storm in your display as, your Human Torch, and then have this as the Android Human Torch, which I'm assuming is what a lot of people are probably doing. I know the Android Human Torch also had the lines going throughout the body. And I know the Human Torch, for some reason, is a little bit harder to find than most of the figures in the wave. At least from what I've seen from the in-store standpoint. As far as his articulation does go, you can swivel the head side to side. You can do a full 360 rotation if you need to. The head does look back, so you can get him into a flight pose if you need to. The head does look down also. It can tilt side to side. He can also do some jive turkeys, a little bit of turkey, just a little bit. Arms go up that far, down. You can do a full 360 rotation if you need to. He does have butterfly joints, which are really nice. Really good range of motion in that butterfly joint. And the paint does continue on the upper torso into the butterfly joint. Also, same thing on the back with both sides. So really good, nice fluid range of motion with those butterfly joints. And I actually really like this body. This is one of my favorite Marvel Legend bodies, is the Sunfire body mold. I think it fits a lot of those kind of in between, not overly buff figures, but they're a little bit bigger than like the Bucky Cat body mold, which is nice. So there's that. But he does have that butterfly joint, which is really good, nice and fluid. He does have a bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow, a wrist swivel, wrist hinge. He can crunch forward, he can crunch back, waist swivel, T-jointed hips, which get out there. Really nice. That's another reason why I like this body mold. Leg goes forward, leg goes back a little bit, upper thigh swivel. He does have a double jointed knee, pointy toey, pointy heel, ankle pivot, and he does have a calf swivel as well. So he'll pose nicely. You don't need him to do too much, but if you want to get him in some sort of like fighting pose, you could do that. He's very easy to pose. All these joints are really nice and tight, and not overly tight, not to the point where you have to use some boiling hot water. But I mean, I don't know what this pose is trash, but if you want to get him into some sort of like dynamic, I'm about to beat that ass pose, you could do it. Maybe he's just been caught off guard, and a Skrull turned the corner and is like, "Whoa, Johnny Storm, oh shit, I've been caught." And Johnny's like, "That's it, flame on," and then he pops the flame on, But I like this body mold. We do have a peg hole back here. I'm pretty much used to that at this point. They don't like filling up holes, does Hasbro. I don't have too many quality control concerns. There's like a little spot right there. Also, I don't know if I see anything else really. Everything seems to be copacetic with the 4 for his Fantastic Four logo in the center of his chest. So not a whole lot of issues there. Let's see if he can get into a nice kick. There we go. So it's not the best posture for a kick, but I'm just trying to show you a basic kick. Okay, first round of size comparisons. We've got the Marvel Legends box set Wolverine on the right, a good old shirtless Logan. And then on the left is still one of my favorite Marvel Legends to this day. It is the Marvel Legends San Diego Comic-Con Boar action figure. I love that figure so much. Just still one of my favorite, I would say in the top 10. I love it. But there they are. That's how he stacks up with them. Okay, next up we've got two little bit more of an obscure figures. We've got Articulated Icons on the left, and then we've got the Jurassic Park Amber Collection figure on the right. Okay, next up we've got Vicor from Motu Classics on the right, and then on the left we've got the Mezco Conan action figure. Okay, next up we've got two of some of my favorite figures. We've got Atlas the Conqueror from Mythic Legions on the right, and then on the left we've got a Star Wars Black Series Scout Trooper. Okay, next up we've got the NECA Rambo First Blood action figure, an oldie but still a goodie, on the left, and then on the right we've got the Super 7 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Michelangelo action figure. Okay, so last up for size comparisons, we've got the SH Figuarts Jetman Red Ranger on the left, and on the right we've got the Lightning Collection Time Force Red Ranger. Sir Gideon Heavens brand. And just really quick, I just wanted to show how he would look with the rest of the team as far as the Fantastic Four goes. And I think this is how I'm going to have them displayed. This way we've got regular Johnny Storm right here, and then Flame On Johnny Storm right behind him. So there you go with that. Okay, so for my final thoughts on good old Johnny Storm here. I would say he's a solid figure. I like the body mold. That Sunfire body mold is one of my favorites for the Marvel Legends. I didn't have any issues with quality control. The body functions. It looks good. All the paint apps are crisp and clean on it. I had that one little speck, but that was about it. And I'm not going to nitpick that. I'm just kind of pointing it out. I think it would have been cool if they could have added a couple more effects with him. Maybe a extra head with a screaming face, kind of like he's screaming "Flame on" or something like that. That would have been really cool if they could have done that. I think that would have helped with the price point too, because when you do look at the price point for this figure, and then you look at some of the troopers, and him being a Hasbro Pulse exclusive on top of that, like most of the Hasbro Pulse exclusives are shipped in those mailer boxes, those smaller Troop Builder mailer boxes anyway. I feel like you could have got away with that here. Just throw them in a Troop Builder box, charge $16.99 or $17.99, and call it a day. I think people would have been okay with that. You don't need the retro card. I get why maybe some people would have wanted the retro card, but would have all of the people wanted the retro card? I don't know. Same thing with Sue Storm. You could have thrown her in a shipper box too. Especially seeing as the Skrull Troop Builder comes with an extra head and 2 extra guns. It's almost like you're meeting the same plastic quantity with this figure and the Skrull Troop Builder. So I don't know. Personally, I would have just liked to see it in one of those and save myself a lot more money, especially after tax and shipping. With this figure, you're getting up closer to $30 for the figure. I don't know. A couple other things I would have improved on the figure would have, like I said, been that screaming head. Add that in. The flame effects, too, would have been really cool if they could have added some extra flame effects. I actually added 2 to his bicep right here that you can see, and I added the fireball effect. That actually didn't come with the figure. He just came with the flame part on his back and the 2 flame for his forearm. So I would have added maybe those 2 other ones that I have on the figure right now, and maybe even give us a newly sculpted flame effects for either the calf area or the thigh area. I think that would have been a good idea too. So I don't know. Those are just off the top of my head that I could think of. That and the screaming face on the retro card, that would have warranted, I think, the price point. And here you can see I'm pointing out just kind of where I think the flame effects would have worked. But yeah, I would definitely like a screaming head. That would have been really cool. It's just as an option. I'm usually not high on screaming heads, but I don't know. Whatever. I would say this figure is definitely a passable figure. He's a solid figure. Don't get me wrong. So I'm going to have to go ahead and give him a 1 thumbs up. And that's pretty much going to bring this to a close. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching, as always. And I'll see you guys on the flip side.